I had emailed them and said, look, that was my mistake. He had no idea we went live. You know, I pre-warned him, but I hit it also pretty quickly. And next thing you know, I look on there and it was fixed. So they never responded, never did anything. So they gave us our live stream back, which was kind of nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Kind of them.
I know, right? Too funny. So now Logan can, you know, be able to watch us, but it's nice because, you know, not only are we on Google, but, you know, I post over at Twitch. So if we continue to have any issues, then maybe we'll just go live Twitch and then repost over on YouTube. Who knows yet? I haven't figured that out.
I did not know we were on Twitch.
We are on twitch.tv. It's also where we got some of our gaming content. So the poor guy's struggling big time. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. So, all right, I'm going to grab the link. Tweet me out while we just get ready to get going on this. I love pre-roll.
We'll have no more of the whisper into the mic. With
Nope. No more.
And I do apologize, Logan. That was my fault.
Oh, look at you. You're quick.
Yeah, I had the tweet all ready to go.
Oh, did you? Sweet.
I pre-type it so I can just
post
the link in. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
His precious is lost.
Yeah, pretty much.
So sad.
I know, right? For those of you who are going to watch this, my son's having a rough night, so. Ooh, even that's updated? Wow, I don't use Facebook enough. We'll get started here in a second. No, I do it. He's like half asleep.
Oh, poor guy.
How long has he had this?
He keeps battling it. We're not sure what's going on. So it's kind of frustrating. So there was a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they were both sick. And then I had technical difficulties. Then Chad was sick. And then now we're back on it. So, and speaking of back on it, why don't we get started here? All right. You guys ready? This is where we play some cool music. No, I don't have any cool music yet. So welcome to Constant Collectible, and that needs to be taken out of there. Thank you for joining us for tonight's issue number 27 of the show, where it is our mission to collect news and reviews in a world of geek culture for you to enjoy. I'm Simon.
And I am Chad.
And tonight we are joined by author and contributor Hannah Heath. Hannah, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's your go-to.
Hey. My semester, it is. I'm excited.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're excited.
Jazz hands.
I got my jazz hands. All right. So, you know, for those of you guys who are watching, yes, we've been gone for several weeks. We've had lots of issues. I was just talking about that before we got rolling here. But we are back. If you hear the screaming in the background, my son's not having a good night, so bear with me. But let's jump into the top stories. The first top story is that we have a new article up on the site known as The Art of Cosplay. and we have our first feature out, but I'm going to let Chad talk about it and kind of go through the motions. Go ahead, Chad.
Sweet, yeah. So a few weeks ago, actually, the beginning of May, we started a brand new feature on our website called The Art of Cosplay. And we have, actually, I should say I have, I think 7 or 8 people lined up currently. The next issue will actually drop next week. The first issue dropped, like I said, 1st of May. And it was actually a friend of ours, Simon and myself from high school. His, you could say, code name or his screen name is Unique Ink. He does a lot of cosplay. And actually, if you go to our website, under the category The Art of Cosplay, he is the currently only one on there right now. So, but if you go through there, you'll see his pictures. We incorporated a lot of his work. And actually, his work is actually pretty spectacular. It's all handmade work. He does his own work. He fabs his own stuff, including not only the masks, the armor, weapons, hands, if it could be, a different kind of alien. So, but, he does everything from Star Wars to, the Punisher. And actually, what I did not get into the article, because he just finished fabbing it, was a Skeletor outfit, which actually looks pretty neat. If you go to Unique Ink on actually not only Facebook but Twitter, and that's spelled UNEEK_INK, you'll see all his great work. A friend of ours, like I said, Matthew Topple, lives back in Indiana. Great guy, great family. So go check it out. He is our inaugural feature. Lots of great stuff. What did you guys think of his work?
I'll let Hannah go first.
Oh, I loved it. It was very cool. Well, I think all of the pictures here were Star Wars, correct? So he just does mostly Star Wars cosplay, right?
Most of it is, yeah.
Most of it. And if you look at his Instagram right now, like Chad said, he's working on Skeletor. He started posting the pictures of the staff. And it looks awesome. He's doing a really good job with that. So I'm looking forward to the final piece.
Yeah, towards the end, there is one picture of him dressed up as the Punisher. Actually looks pretty neat. And actually, the really nice thing is that the family is really involved in this. The wife helps out, but his son actually cosplays as well. And to give everyone kind of a sneak peek and hint as to next week, his son is going to be our next feature next week. So I'm actually almost done writing the actual article right now, so that I can get everything posted for it should be dropping Tuesday, Wednesday.
Nice. That's cool, because that was my favorite part of the article, that it seemed like this kind of father-son project. That made me happy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too, because I think, what was it, after the article got posted, his son's like, "Where's my article? Where's mine? Hello." Yeah. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, they're pretty excited. I know his son's pretty excited. I'm super excited about getting them out there and getting exposure to them as well. I'm hoping that a lot of people actually start following him either on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. But we actually have, I don't remember the last hit. I forgot to check again before the show, but we had over 2,200 views on the article, which was really neat. I spoke to several people from the 501st Legion, as well as the Mandalorian Mercs over in Ontario a few weeks ago at Comic-Con Revolution. Gave them, business cards, talked to them. I've already been emailing several of them, and with just the promise of, look, send me your info. Here's the questionnaire. Send me all the pictures you want. I don't care how many you send me. We'll get them loaded, and we'll just get you exposure. So that's the entire purpose of this. Show everyone, look, anyone can do it. Everyone does it. You want to do it? Look, here's some great examples. And, look, these are all people you can talk to as well. A lot of great resources out there.
Yeah, I think so. And then you and I have been kind of going back and forth on something that we think we might try and do.
Maybe.
little contest thing. So we're still kind of ironing it out, but we'll let everybody know once we get to that point. So,
well, and in regards to that contest too, I think I sent you that link or the video of the guy from Mythbusters, and I've kind of been tinkering around with that a little bit.
Yeah, so when you sent me that, that's what started making me think, oh, we could do this and turn it into a contest, not only between ourselves but everybody else, and see who's out there. So I'd just start putting together maybe a prize package, but we'll once we nail it down, we'll get it out there. I think it'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think give a good deadline, and especially we get Matt Topple, his son, involved, and I'm sure they might try too. So. Yeah, we'll get some more information out to you guys.
It'll be fun. All right. So the next story, it's an old story because we've been off, but I think it's something that we need to talk about in the fact that Netflix has gone ahead and greenlit a series of Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal, known as The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Before I go anywhere, I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
Go ahead, Anna.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is going to sound horrible. I had no idea what this was. So I looked it up, and I was like, what is this weirdness? They're weird puppets, and they look creepy.
This is tonight's first epic fail.
It is. I'm sorry. But it's
I didn't know
weird.
Johnny was on the show tonight.
I'm filling in for Johnny here. And I was like, what is this? This is an 80s thing because it was this weird puppeteering thing. So can somebody explain this to me?
Oh my gosh. You haven't seen it. You haven't looked it out. Okay. The Dark Crystal is a classic. So I was hoping that Chad would, as soon as I said The Dark Crystal, he'd go, but it didn't work. So, so here's the it's kind of hard to give you a premise. Yeah, thank you. So what I'll do is I'll talk about what this series is. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, it basically returns us to the world of Thra, I think it's called. And it's basically 3 Gelflings, which are...
Gelfling?
Yeah, the good people, discover this horrible secret behind the Skeksis, which are these bird-looking creatures, okay? And so they set out on this journey that ignites fire and rebellion in their world. So Netflix is ordering a series of 10. It is going to be before the movie, so it's a prequel. And if you have not seen it, Hannah, I highly recommend that you do. Boom Studios right now is doing a book series written by Simon Spurrier that I think you should check out. Is a fantastic world, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, now I have to ask, is it actually good, or is it one of those things from the 80s that it's really dumb that people like because it's from their childhood?
You know what? That is a really good question, and I don't know, because to me it's really good. It is from my childhood. No, you'll have to see it for yourself, but it is a classic Jim Henson film. Have you seen Labyrinth?
Maybe. Run over the plot for that. Let me Google it.
Oh my gosh, David Bowie, Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
The Goblin King comes and steals her brother because
I haven't seen this yet, but it's been on my list for a really long time.
Okay, if you have that one's also a little corny. This, but it's classic Jim Henson.
Now we know what Hannah's going to be doing this weekend.
Yes, she has some homework to do. So the thing that I find interesting about this is that we're finally getting something else, because in the trailer that they relieved, this is one of the things that Jim Henson absolutely loved. He loved this story. He loved what it was all about. This was his favorite work. This was his favorite work, even though my favorite work is The Muppets, but this one is fantastic. So it was budgeted when it was made in '82 for $16 million. It made $40 million. We never saw a sequel.
That's interesting.
It is
there
interesting.
reasoning behind that, or they just?
I have no idea. I haven't dove into it. I have not looked at it, but it's fascinating by today's standards. I mean, here we are, more than doubling its money. We would have seen a sequel. But for some reason, it just didn't go anywhere. So you need to check it out. I think you'll dig it. And then you need to report back to us whether you liked it or you're just going, what are you guys watching?
All right, I will do that.
All right.
Trial by Stone.
Yes. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's classic fantasy.
All right, I'm excited now. I'll give it a shot.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I will. Is it on Netflix? If it's on Netflix, I'll watch it.
You know what? That is a great question. I cannot remember if it is streaming on Netflix or if they took it down already. I'll have to dig that up and see as we progress through the show. Let's jump on to our other topic in the convention aspects of things, and announced by Legion M and Icon that the legendary man himself, Stan Lee, is going to get his hand and footprints in front of the TCL Chinese Theater. This is going to be the first fan-hosted event. But what do you guys think about Stan Lee getting, immortalized in front of the, I'm going to say it, Chinese Man's Theater, What do you guys think?
It makes sense. Yeah, go for it. Good for him.
Good for him. Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, we owe a lot comic-wise to Stan the Man Lee. But at the same token, Stan Lee's kind of become the I don't want to say this.
Say it. You need to say it.
Unless it's going to get us banned again.
No, it's not going to. No, say it.
He's become, a money whore. In all cons, really. If you throw a little cash his way, he shows up. He signs anything and everything. I don't know. I have mixed emotions when it comes to Stan Lee, just because he's anywhere and everywhere now.
Yeah.
But he did obviously make some of the greatest comics we know. But do I think he deserves it? Yeah. I just I don't have much of an opinion of Stan Lee these days. So
yeah, I kind of in the same boat. But as you say, I mean, if you look at what he's done, he's created like 90% of Marvel Comics, the characters, everything behind it. He's recognized for a lot of things, but he does get out there. Later this year, he will be turning 95 years old, and he is still a go-getter, which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of neat. The article is up on our website, gives you links if you guys want to go out and actually see the event, which I think would be kind of neat to do for those of you who are watching. And, let us know what you thought of the ceremony. Hopefully we can get a little bit of behind the scenes later on, but we'll have a look and see what happens. So I just thought it was kind of neat that they're doing that. And, for the time being, there's going to be a spot right in front, with his hands and feet. Just like several of the other people that have been immortalized for quite some time. So,
and a quick update too: the Dark Crystal is on Netflix.
Yes.
Netflix. All right, Hannah, you
All
got
right.
some work. Actually, I may watch it tonight. So, because I watched Labyrinth yesterday.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. I picked it up at Target for a couple bucks, and I'm like, oh, I think I'll watch this. And so
I love the Baron on the dog.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something, Hannah, you need to go and watch. But let's jump into this next story. This is all you, Hannah. You had the...
Yeah, I'm excited about this one.
I am too, because it was a fantastic article. Why don't you tell us about this?
All right. So California Adventure, Disneyland, opened up their new ride They were replacing the Hollywood Tower of Terror with a Guardians of the Galaxy mission breakout. Same exact ride of Tower of Terror, the whole tower dropping, but the overlay is completely different. It's all done up to be the collector's tower. The inside has all of these collector's items. I'm trying to think, like Hydra guns and Indiana Jones whips, and it's everything in the Marvel universe and just the larger Disney universe. So that opened on last Friday, I believe, and I went on Wednesday, yesterday actually, and it's amazing. Excellent job. The music, the animatronics, the ride itself, the cast members, it was awesome. So if you guys haven't done it yet, you really need to check it out.
I just need to get back to California.
Come, Simon.
Yeah. So, actually, I've teased coming in July, and Chad asked me if we were going to Disneyland. So,
If you drive it, it will come.
yes, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was kind of funny in your article how it's like, yeah, we did the fast pass and didn't really get to see much, because they zipped you through within like 20 minutes of the line.
Well, and here's the bizarre thing is when we got into the ride itself, the drop tower, it was only half full. There were about 10 seats that had no people in it. And that was bizarre. So I don't know if the fast pass line just has its own separate tower that they have reserved for them, and it's just they fill it up, and if it's not full, then they go anyway. But they were really fast about it, so I don't know.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I am looking forward to this. And you had made a comment the other day as we were talking about this that you are 90% on board that they're going to turn majority of California Adventure into Marvel Land.
Yes. They have the whole Summer of Heroes going on this summer where they converted part of the, I don't know what it's called, Hollywood Street or Hollywood Land, the place that used to be like the Alice in Wonders land.
Over by where the Muppets Theater was and everything like that?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Gotcha.
So right now they have a whole Avengers overlay where you can go watch Black Widow and Hawkeye performance. You can take a quiz to see what Avenger you are, and then you get a free comic book that's Summer of Heroes California Adventure exclusive. They're really testing it out.
Who were you? Quiz. Who were you?
I got Iron Man, who is literally the only Avenger I do not like, so I don't know.
Can I get you a drink?
Yeah.
So did you happen to find the capsule? There is an Avengers capsule, like a time capsule that is locked, that is somewhere on the grounds.
Oh, was that the Avengers hatch?
Yes, the Avengers hatch, and basically what it sounds like is that is going to lead to something else that is going to happen on the park, which makes me believe that your 90% is a pretty good percentage of what they're going to do. So
I haven't heard about the hatch. What is the hatch?
There's an actual hatch that looks like, if you watch Lost, looks like the hatch, except it's the Avengers logo. And they're going to do something with it or open it or do something, and there's going to be some changes that are going to happen to the park.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's my understanding.
Yeah,
that's my understanding. So, no, this is pretty cool. I cannot wait to get there and jump on this ride. It's funny because at first I kind of had mixed emotions, like, oh man, you got rid of the Twilight Zone, you keep changing things. I'm thinking to myself, by the time my son gets to a certain age, Disneyland's going to be not Disneyland anymore. But at least they know that when they change certain things, that they're doing it for the better. At least that's what I think. And I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I loved the article. I thought it was fun. Couldn't stop laughing at some of the jokes in there and the backhanded comments. And I love the fact that you wanted to ask the girls, "What's a raccoon?" that was awesome.
I wish I had. I missed that opportunity.
No, it's really cool, and I like the way they've set things up to where you are basically, in the house of the collector.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was very cool.
Yeah, it's really neat and very clever, and I like the idea that Rocket can't save them because he can't get in because he doesn't have hands.
Yes,
so
that was great.
No, great article. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was so much fun. The line was hilarious. The whole time they would have, every few minutes, they would say, okay, Rocket's voice would come up and they'd say, everybody raise your hands. And so everybody raised their hands and nobody knew why. And then there was a light that would flash and everybody just kept raising their hands because Rocket said to do it. And nobody had any idea why until we got into that room and he explained his plan. And we were like, oh, okay, now we get it.
Yeah.
It was brilliantly done.
Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it. And I like how you gave some spoilers, but not a whole lot of spoilers. It just kind of gave us a brief synopsis of, well, this happened and this happened and this happened, but you have to really experience it for yourself. So you guys need to go check that out. It is on the website. It is linked in the show notes as well, for you guys to go straight to the article and give it a read. And also, I think you'll enjoy it. So next topic for tonight, it is June 1st. It has been a while, but I just want to let everybody know that Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix release, of course, their new shows for the month. We do have an article up on what is out there, and I perused all three of them. I use two of the services. I don't use all three. I use Netflix and I use Amazon. What do you guys use out of the three?
I use Netflix, and we did use a little bit of the Hulu, but we haven't been lately, actually.
Okay. And Hannah, what about you?
Yeah, I just use Netflix. I think my family has Amazon Prime, and I never use it, and I'm not really sure why. So maybe I should check that out.
You should check it out before some of the stuff over there that they have content from HBO disappears also. But so I was perusing June's, what's coming and what's going. And I was looking at Amazon, and to be honest, I find it very interesting that some of the things that are streaming on Amazon also are making it to Hulu at the same time, which is kind of cool. But before it'd be like, oh, you can only see it here and you can only see it there. There wasn't too many things that jumped out at me. Apocalypse Now and Apocalypse Now Redo is both on Amazon and Hulu, starting today, actually. I didn't see many things that really jumped out at me. Was there anything that jumped out at you guys if you had a look? Besides Mr. Mom, of course, dropped today on Amazon, so I'm going to have to watch that. So,
can't forget Mr. Mom.
No, you cannot. Hannah, have you seen Mr. Mom?
I have not seen that either. Is this also 80s?
Yes, it is. Like
Okay.
1983.
All right. Maybe you guys need to just send me a list of 80s movies and I'll just find some time this summer and it will be the summer of 80s.
Oh, funny thing though is that I told her to watch The Lost Boys and she watched it.
I did, and it was actually really good. I liked it a lot.
I wonder when that came out.
That was 80s. I'm not knocking 80s movies. There are some movies from the 80s I enjoy, and others I'm like, what is this?
Yes. I mean, come on, you got some classic stuff out of the 80s, Poltergeist, Gremlins, any John Hughes film, basically. But I didn't really see anything that kind of jumped out at me besides a couple of things, which is interesting. I mean, Amazon's got...
We should be asking Hannah, though, who is John Hughes?
An 80s director?
Ooh, and writer. He's more of a writer than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Films you might have seen, possibly?
Was it Lost Boys?
No.
No. I don't know.
The
And you
Brat
know
Pack.
what's sad is I read that book, Ready Player One, and they mentioned him a ton, and I remember like reading articles about John Hughes, and now I don't remember any of them. So
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry, I have failed.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen The Breakfast Club?
I haven't seen that either.
Oh my goodness.
I know what it is.
Have you seen 16 Candles?
Nope.
Have you seen Pretty in Pink?
No.
Have you seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I have seen that one.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Have you seen Home Alone?
Yes, but
Okay.
what?
Have you seen? Yeah, exactly. What?
I didn't know that. Huh. Okay.
Have you seen Dutch?
Maybe. What
Uncle
is
Buck?
that? Nope.
National Lampoon's Vacation?
No.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Maybe.
Great Outdoors?
No.
You have some homework to do.
I do. You can just send me all of them, and then I will try and watch them all.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes,
Blade
you guys.
Runner?
Okay.
I have seen that one.
Okay.
Not going to pull another Johnny. Wasn't that the one he hadn't seen?
What's a Blade Runner?
All right. So Amazon, I didn't really see anything too interesting. Hulu, kind of the same thing. It's a very interesting slow month, it seems. And then as far as Netflix, I kind of just skimmed through it. Full Metal Jacket landed on Netflix, which is kind of cool. My Left Foot, Young Frankenstein.
Oh, there you go.
Wait, oh yeah, yeah. Hannah, do you know who Mel Brooks is?
Yes.
Sorry, it's pick on Hannah night, I guess. I'm sorry. We haven't had you here for a while, so
Okay.
I didn't really see anything there that really jumped out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, on June 20th they get Moana because they got all the Disney releases, so you're welcome. But then, they've got a bunch of things that are disappearing, and even the things disappearing, I wasn't like, who cares? Just there's nothing that really jumped out at me that I was like, oh my gosh, I have to see that before it goes, So, but every month on the site, we do an update of what is streaming over on the streaming services. Sometimes I have stuff from Crackle, but who watches Crackle?
It's the Crackle.
Yes, it is. So those are our top stories for the night, and now we're gonna jump into Goody's Guide of the Galaxy. Goody, take it away.
Sweet. Well, we have just, actually, how many topics we have? We have 4? No, we have 5.
Five topics? Hannah, have you heard of George Lucas?
No, who is
Have
that?
you seen a little thing called Star Wars?
I have no idea what this is.
Oh, boy. Okay. So our first story tonight focuses on something that Rian Johnson, who is the director of Episode 8, revealed on Twitter, which was basically, and I'm kind of just going to summarize everything, there was no and still is no overall plan for this next stage trilogy, you could say, the third trilogy, which is 7, 8, 9. Kathleen Kennedy, who is from Lucasfilm, had this very staunch attitude, you could say, about not having it planned out, and she used Marvel as an example. She didn't want all these movies to be cookie cutter. This is what you get. This is what you get. You may be the director, but here's your script. Here's what you're working with. And everything leads back to the Infinity Gauntlet. Roar. So they wanted the actual directors to have a lot of leeway. They wanted the directors to be able to create, to have a little bit of writing, to flow a little bit, you could say. So that was kind of a big shock to a lot of the fans. We're all thinking, okay, everyone's going to have this overall, outline, which did, but it was a very vague overall outline. Like, okay, here's starting point A. We're going to, go through the mountains here, then we're going to come back down the mountain, then we're going to go through the river, and then this is, now tell me what happens in between, So obviously that's very general, but that's pretty much what's happening, is that they're giving the directors kind of full reign to kind of play with this, which really is kind of neat when you think about it. I was a little, put off by it, going, wait a second. We have this new trilogy coming out, and there's no grand plan. There's no master scheme. There's no holy Bible that they're going to hold up and go, this is what you're going to go by. This is the Holy Trinity. But no, it wasn't. It was completely different. But when you think back to the original trilogy with Lucas, he changed things throughout the process. Originally, it was not a family dynamic about, Luke, Leia, their dad. They weren't related initially. He changed all that. He kept changing things throughout the movies, before they came out. And that was really cool. He had that creative license he could do, and they're still doing that, which I think is kind of neat. Marvel's, whole philosophy of this is what's coming out, this is what the movie is about. It's working. Yes, it's a little cookie cutter at times, but it works. And what Kathleen Kennedy has done here is, I think, pretty, not really inventive, but it's been creative. So, I mean, what do you guys think?
I like it because it's not cookie cutter. It's where they feel the story can go, just like with Johnson doing, he had some play with talking with Abrams, and how they kind of changed a few things in Abrams' film to get ready for the next one because of those ideas to play off. So I like that they have the ability to play off of each other and not just stick to, this is what you have to work with. It's like, no, it's open. Yeah, we'll talk about it, but ultimately, where's it going to go? And the story's just going to grow and grow as more people have a little bit of input in it.
Well, I think some of the things that kind of come to my mind is who gets to plan out. We're basically being told in this next movie that we learn who Snoke is, but is it the director who gets to determine that? Not only when we find out, but who these people really are.
Yeah, that's true.
Or is it in the grand scheme?
I don't know.
What do you think, Hannah?
That's interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. Do you think they have like a jar and then they pull a name out of it and, this person gets to figure out who Snoke is?
I'm sure there's a general idea of what he is, but I don't think he's fine-tuned until probably the director gets to play with it. And maybe also Circus gets a little involved too, because he's creating this persona of playing him. So maybe there's a little play in that as well.
Yeah, because I feel like you have to have at least a general idea of who the character is. Because I would find it really difficult both for the actors and the writers to be able to build a story around this character when they have no idea who he's supposed to be.
Right. Well, you know what I didn't post, in our show notes is that there was another article that came out recently showing how unpleased that not only Daisy Ridley but Mark Hamill were with where things were going regarding Luke Skywalker in Episode 8. They both had sit-downs with Rian Johnson, went to his office. Look, we disagree. We don't think this is the correct thing to do. But yet Johnson's been given this leeway. Do what you want. Well, to a certain degree. But here's your overall story. Now take it here. And even though they disagreed with the path, they said, okay, fine, we'll accept this. And so we're going to give it our all, which is, I think, really neat. They won't say, obviously, what's going on, but they did say they disagreed, but they're going to give it, 110%.
That's cool. Yeah, because in order to make this work, you have to have a very strong creative team that are all very good at what they do, but then are also willing to work together. So that's interesting that with the whole having people who don't like what's going on but still being willing to give it their all. That's That would take a lot of oversight, I think.
Yeah, it's certainly a little maybe unpleasant and mind-boggling at the same time.
We'll just have to wait and see.
I know. Just a few more months. Well, not a few, several more months, but we'll get there.
I'll hold my breath.
So, yeah. Next up on our list is that several weeks ago we knew that the new Han Solo movie that comes out next May was under production, and we found out this week that some of the main stars, Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han Solo, Amelia Clark, who we're not too certain who she plays, and Woody Harrelson, who is Han Solo's mentor, you could say, arrived on site to do filming. So there's actually a link to an article that we found that actually shows a lot of behind the scenes stuff. It's showing aerial photographs of an encampment that they're using to film on. Kind of, it looks like a deserty world. Looks like almost a crash site, but it just looks like there's a lot of junk there. It could be compared to, kind of like a Watto's shipyard on Tatooine. Even though they said this is not Tatooine, it's been hinted that this might be Corellia, his home planet. But even then, it doesn't really match up with what is known of Corellia from the Star Wars database. So there's a lot of speculation going on what's going on, and where this story might be going. And of course, who some of these characters still are. Some of them have been nailed down. Obviously, we know who Han, Lando, of course, Chewbacca, but some of the stuff really hasn't been nailed down and confirmed yet. So do you guys get a chance to take a look at some of these pictures?
I saw the one that it's like they did the small circle and then they did the big circle, and I went, did they do it on purpose? Because it kind of looks like a falcon now.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, this speck here is where this is happening. And it's like, thank you, satellite. I was like, give me some better pictures eventually. But I'm just glad it's getting started. I can't wait. This is one movie I'm looking forward to.
Really?
Yeah, we have another link up there on our site. It shows, I think there's like 66 photos of more behind the scenes stuff going on. Some of them are very vague. You don't really know what's going on, but you see guys dressed up in trooper outfits. We just wanted to throw that out there in case you had not seen it.
Yes, correctamundo.
So next up, we're going to learn, because today is the 1st of June, so we are going to learn this month what the third standalone film is going to be decided upon. Kathleen Kennedy told us back she told us from Celebration in Florida that June would be, actually she just said this summer we would know. And it's been confirmed just last week that we would know this month. And a lot of speculation is that this might be a Boba Fett standalone. That's kind of something that, I've been looking forward to. Hopefully it is, but there's a lot of other possibilities. But the other possibility, which a lot of people are looking forward to, and I'll be honest, I am too, is that it is a Kenobi movie.
Please.
What do you think, Hannah?
Yes,
What do you think, Hannah?
I would love that. That would make me so happy. So that's what I'm going for, and I believe that's your vote as well, Simon, right?
I love Kenobi. He is my favorite. But if it is a scum and villainy like Boba Fett, I'll take that too. Yeah. Either one.
Well, there's a lot of things that are pointing to Kenobi, in terms of scheduling with Ewan McGregor, that he's turned down some roles or he's had to postpone some things because of something that is coming up that he's going to be filming, and he has been very hush-hush about it. And no one knows what he's doing. And this is very, very Lucasfilm. Even when it came to Rey, Finn, Poe Dameron, all these actors who their families didn't know that they were filming already. So I'm starting to think that we're coming into this last movie, the standalone movie so far, that is going to be a Kenobi movie, and the speculation is that it's going to take place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
So it would be nice. I just hope he works on his accent.
Yeah,
I need a more Alec Guinness accent.
I think he'd be fine with it. He's getting to that age where I think
we'll use the guy who did everything over on Rebels, and we'll just dub it all. No, seriously.
I think this summer we're going to find out a lot of stuff. Not only at San Diego Comic-Con, but at Disney's D23 Expo.
Yeah.
So that's where Miss Hannah Heath here is going to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm going with my aunt, who is a hardcore Marvel Star Wars fan, and we've decided that we will get up as early as we have to in order to get into the lines, and we'll stay in the lines for as long as we have to.
So in other words, you're going to camp out the night before, sleep, because this is what you do in San Diego. So I mean, Marvel and Star Wars hitting D23, you're going to have to be there pretty early, and a lot of people will just overnight camp if they allow them to. Who knows what Anaheim's rules are?
Yeah, I'm thinking they don't let you do that, but I'm not sure.
Well, not necessarily, because when Shark and I went for Celebration, we were there the night before.
Oh, maybe they do.
I wouldn't see why not, especially if I haven't looked at see if they have a program up yet or schedule. But if they're going to have some sort of big premiere or some sort of guest panel that's going to be big, then they're going to probably do something just like they do a Celebration. You'll be down in the basement. You'll start forming lines to get in. So, hey, Hannah, you're going to have to get there like at 8 o'clock the day before.
Yeah, you got some work to do.
All right.
So download some movies, sit and watch. You can report to us how Dark Crystal was, how this was. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
But I do want to call a small detail, because if you do recall, Ewan McGregor did pass on the role for Doctor Strange.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and that's because Disney wanted to retain him for the Star Wars universe.
Oh.
So small detail there, which points to a Kenobi movie.
Kenobi, please.
Please, exactly. I need it, and I like Ewan McGregor, don't get me wrong. I hope they do his hair better this go around as well.
Oh, you didn't like the 80s,
So we'll see. No, it'll be good. And to be honest with you, whatever they put out, we're all going to go see it. So
yeah,
the question is, who's writing, who's directing? Once those follow through, it may make me more intrigued or less intrigued. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So the last thing we have up in Goody's Guide is that there was some release of Battlefront 2 content, pictures, a little bit of a video, and from what we can see, it actually looks really neat. You'll have to click the link on our page here, so that, because there actually is a small gameplay video you can watch. Looks really neat. The graphics look really cool. I do know there is some preview gameplay. What is it, June 10th? I think Shark signed us up for.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check with him on the date, time. I believe it's down in LA. So that's very exciting.
That would be pretty cool, because I mean, everybody knocks the first one. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun game. It's Star Wars. You get immersed. I think everybody knocks it too, because they're so used to Call of Duty and Battlefield, and this is just a little bit different that EA was doing. They've kind of gone back to some of their old mechanics. It's Star Wars. I mean, you're immersing yourself in a world that continues to grow lately, and I like the first one, and I'm looking forward to the second one. Yeah, PvP. I got you, Shark. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully they bring in and change some of the mechanics of this one, change some of the PvP action that goes on. But I'm looking forward to it. It will be on, well, after you guys go and check it out for some of that advanced gameplay. You'll have to let me know how it is, because if it is something that you guys are excited about, or at least go, it has potential, it will be on my purchase list.
Yeah, so
I want to do some game streaming.
Yeah, so that's the last topic we have for Goody's Guide. I think we're gonna go back to Hannah for a review, right?
Yeah, Hannah's the only one who's got something to review tonight. So what do you got for us? All
right, so Yen Press the other day sent me a massive box of manga, which I always appreciate, but seriously, I have, let's see if I can show you guys. Can you see all of that down there? All the books? Maybe? Okay. Yeah. No, and that's only half of what I have at this point. So I'm slowly making my way through this pile. And I have found a series that I love. It's called Bungo Stray Dogs by Kafka Asagiri or Asagiri.
Kafka.
Oh, yeah, Kafka. So the concept of the series is that there's a supernatural detective agency. Each team member has a very specific supernatural ability, and they use it to fight these Japanese mafia in some particular city. I don't know, made-up city, which in and of itself is not a super unique concept. But the twist is that all of these characters are based off of classic literary authors. A lot of them are classic Japanese authors. But at the end of this volume, they just introduced a character who is based off of Agatha Christie, Dostoevsky, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. And they all have these, like Agatha Christie's supernatural ability is called And Then There Were None. And they all have these abilities that are linked to the books that these authors wrote. And it's a very clever series, and the art is very good. The character development has been stellar, and we're only in volume 3. So if you guys like action manga, then this is definitely a series you should check out. It's very good.
Okay, is it in the traditional style of manga where you have to read back to front?
It is, yes. And the art is
I still struggle with that.
It's actually, once you get used to it, though here's the trippy thing though, is when you switch back and forth between reading manga and comic books, I find myself reading comic books backwards and then trying to read manga forwards, and it gets kind of tricky. So I've found that I have to read manga on specific days and then comic books on other days.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, it is backwards for us. And the art's by Sango Harukawa, and he does an excellent job. So.
And when does that one drop again?
This comes out June 20th.
June 20th.
Yes,
okay.
You can pre-order on Amazon if you so wish.
Right on. That's good. So, have you read the other 2 volumes or just that one?
I have. I've read the first 2, okay. And they're very good. I think this 3rd volume was actually the best one yet, just because it fills in some gaps with some characters.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's building and it just keeps getting better. So I'm excited for the next volume.
That's cool. That is awesome. So here's just an update, just got news from Shark. Goody, on June 10th is the advanced play for Battlefront.
Roger that.
You got it. Roger Dodger. All right, so why don't we jump into what we're watching? And Hannah, why don't you let us know what you're on?
All right. I am just about to jump into watching the new seasons of The Flash and Arrow that were just added to Netflix. So I don't know what that's like. Season 3 of The Flash and 5 of the Arrow.
5 of Arrow, yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews. Did you guys like those seasons, or are they?
I actually haven't had a chance to watch much of it. I dropped off. So now that they're adding it to Netflix, I'll go back and finish. Which I'm sure some people are going, "What? You aren't watching Arrow?"
Arrow? Oh
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep up with it with everything else that's been going on.
All right.
So I'll be doing the same as you.
Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see.
When you start, send me a message and we'll roll together.
All right, sounds good.
Speaking of Arrow, did you see Stephen Amell do the Ninja Challenge?
I did.
It.
That was impressive.
Oh my god, that guy's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember one of his first roles was as a cocky photographer on New Girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then it was just then all of a sudden he landed Arrow and has just been going up, which has been fantastic. What else are you watching, Hannah?
Well, tomorrow I have tickets to go see Wonder Woman. I'm very excited, so I'm gonna go watch that. Do you guys have tickets for that, or maybe?
I do not.
We do.
You do? Yeah. When are you gonna go see it?
6:45, I think.
Nice.
So I'll see it during the week. I do know of someone who actually saw it a couple of days ago.
What?
And they say it's fantastic.
All right. It looks good. I'm hoping this will redeem DC.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I believe a lot of us are. And I mean, honestly, to me, she was the best part of Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see.
Right on. So, Goody, what you watching?
I am still catching up on Samurai Jack.
Oh, I gotta get that.
I was rewatching Band of Brothers when I was dying in the recliner.
What?
Yeah. Serious horrible case of food poisoning.
Oh man.
Yeah. So rewatching that, and then I kind of have to.
I have to whisper it. I started watching The Bachelorette with my wife.
Yeah. I'm so glad that's not in your show notes.
Yeah.
Well,
She's
when I come next month, I'll bring you a rose.
Aww.
All right. As for me, it's been all movies. I mentioned earlier I watched Labyrinth yesterday, the 30th anniversary edition. I finally got to see Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It was a fun ride. I liked how Ego was still the planet, which he is in the comic books. I kind of liked that. Baby Groot was hilarious. And but still not as good as the first one, but still very entertaining. So we'll see where they go with Volume 3. The other night I watched a movie called Sing Street about kids in the 80s who lived in Ireland who created a band. Very fun, entertaining movie. I enjoyed that. And then I got a chance before Pirates came out to go see Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tale, tied in with the Denver Comic Con and a couple of people through that. I did a little review on YouTube. It's also on our site, just a quick little synopsis rundown. That was fun. It was a fun ride. You know, there's been some bad pirate movies, but this one I thought was very entertaining. So that's what I've been watching. What's that?
Was this the last one?
No.
The one that just came out. The way it ended, I see more.
Mm-hmm.
I see more coming. The way this one ended, it really summed some things up and cleaned some things, and up for new adventures.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, Susanna and I saw that on Saturday, and that's what we kind of thought too. So.
Okay. Did you think it was a fun ride?
I liked it. We were both talking about this. We both really enjoyed it when we were in there. And then as we got out and started thinking about pretty much any of the plot, it all kind of fell to pieces. But, it was really fun while I was in there. And it was probably one of the better Pirates movies, I would say. So, yeah it was fun.
Yeah, it's like keep the first two and then this one, and I think you're good.
Yes.
But it was. I thought it was entertaining, which is nice, and that's what you go to a movie for, is that entertainment factor. And there was some. I laughed a lot during it. I don't know if you did, but there was some good, clever jokes.
Yeah, some of it was pretty funny. I thought some of it kind of fell flat, but it was a 50-50, I thought. So that's pretty good for movies.
Right on. All right. Well, so Hannah, what are you up to? Where can everybody find you? Let us know.
All right. My name is Hannah Heath. If you put that into Google, you can find my website, my blog, where I do writing tips. You can find me on Twitter @_Hannah Heath. And you can find me on Constant Collectible under Hannah's Novel Notions, where I do book reviews, novels, manga, comic books, and occasionally other posts that are kind of miscellaneous. So yeah, stop by, leave a comment, say hello.
It's interesting because you just said type my name into Google, and it's all you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 6 things, except for pictures. None of those are you.
Yes. I worked really hard on the Google search engine. There was another Hannah Heath who was some kind of had a wine party website that was dominating for a while. So it took me like 1.5 years to bump her down. So now I'm on the top page.
It's interesting.
But I don't have very many pictures of myself out on the internet. And so that's why I have nothing in the images section.
Yeah. It's just so funny that it wouldn't be at least your picture in there, at least one of those Hannah Heaths. So
yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get one of my pictures in there, but I haven't been able to figure that out. So
yeah. So all right, Goody, what about you?
We should note that Shark is making notes on the side, and that is he thought Baywatch was better than Pirates, and his wife thought Pirates was better than Baywatch.
They can fight it out amongst themselves, and whoever comes out on top, let us know. My money's on Sarah.
Me too. Yeah.
So,
and I've been patiently waiting from a publisher to hear back whether I'm going to get an advanced copy of Inferno Squad, because that drops next month. And I have yet to hear back, so I'm hoping I get that. But so yeah, you can find me on Twitter, which you can actually see that right below my head here, Chad Griffin 12. You can find me on Instagram at DJ Kilt, Facebook Chad Goodwin, and of course at our website constantcollectible.com. If you want to email me, you can email me at goodygoodwin@constantcollectible.com.
Right on. And I am Simon, and my Twitter handle, of course, is C_collectible. I'm over on Instagram at C_collectible, and of course, constantcollectible.com. And just like Hannah said, type us into the Google search. You'll find something that we've done. Chad, do you have any announcements you want to make? Okay.
I do. Same announcement. Do you cosplay? Let us know. As you know, we've dedicated a new category to the art of cosplay. Our first featurette dropped last month. Our next one drops next week. Let us know. Get a hold of me, goodygoodwin@constantcollectible.com. Email me. I will email you a questionnaire that actually we all developed together, and I will send that out to you. Just answer questions as honestly as you can. The more information you give us, the better about you. And of course, the more pictures that you send me, the better. It's free exposure. We don't charge for this, obviously. I'm not sure we could make money off that anyways, but yeah, so it's just getting you out there and, showing everyone, who you are, why you love the cosplay, what you cosplay, how much you cosplay. You send me 50 pictures, I can probably incorporate about 40 of those into the article. So like I said, the next feature will drop next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. So look forward to that.
Right on, right on. And I wanted to know, like, just like you said, the art of cosplay is a new category that we're doing. And yesterday we started a new one called Road Trip, which has Hannah's article about Guardians of the Galaxy. And Road Trip is going to be kind of a hodgepodge thing that we talk about, whether it is, just something here or just something that kind of just pops out. I mean, the other day I was just thinking too, it's like, wow, I was driving down the road and next thing I know, I look over to my right and someone had converted one of their, I think, I can't remember what it was, but they converted it into an Ecto one. My gosh, I could have followed them, talked to them, and Road Trip, that's where we would post it. So it's going to be a hodgepodge of category of what we're talking about in there. But if you have questions or comments or concerns, feel free to reach out at us. Our email is constantcollectible@gmail.com. We're live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Mountain. And our website, of course, is constantcollectible.com. We'll be back next week. I promise we will be back next week to talk news and reviews in a world of geek culture. Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
I will. Thanks.
Okay, bye.